hype, I only offer systems. And today I titled this 34 to 60 plus because I did a lot of number crunching on my channel recently, actually a good portion of yesterday. And then I came across another content creator. Was it Gary V? He said something that was borderline inappropriate about how many years of experience he has, but I can relate. So when it comes to my channel, think your way to a million. If you have any questions about my content, drop the questions down below as long as they're pertaining to business. So I have been building systems with having online booking for over 20 years, and along the way, automated absolutely every aspect of my business, and also implemented things into my husband's auto repair garage, and have been building systems my whole entire career. And the funny thing is that I did this with an industry that doesn't normally, and even to this day, even utilize AI automation and like a real like business operating system, and that would be the hair industry of all things. Okay, so I'm looking forward to structurizing, right? That's a great word. Implementing more structure into my channel, and have actually set out a game plan for Monday through Fridays with having different theme days. Like, say, for example, Monday can be mindset, motivation. Tuesday, I think, is going to be geared towards those of you that maybe like you just don't like your job anymore, and you're thinking like, well, you need a change. So I'll have some ideas on Tuesdays. Wednesdays, I forgot what it was that I called Wednesdays, but middle of the week. And then Thursdays are going to be fun, because what I have in store is I'm going to be offering Think Tank Thursdays. So you'll want to tune in more about that, because I'm actually going to be, I'm contemplating actually doing, say, some live Zoom hours where if you have some questions, you can get them directly answered. It's not coaching and consulting. It's going to be actually just tying into the rest of the theme that I'm going to have with my channel, being not about hype, but it being about systems, automation, content, and building income with those 3 lanes. So if that interests you, you'll want to hit subscribe and come back and check out what I do have in store that I'm building right now. And then Fridays, what I'm gonna be doing is, somebody's too close to the back of my car and I'm parked, don't worry. Fridays, I'm gonna be implementing some of fitness tips into my channel as well. About 3 weeks ago, my husband, if you had actually tuned in, he jump-started his channel with my help. He's sharing his fitness journey. I happen to work out at Orange Theory Fitness as well. Been doing that for some, I don't know, 6 or 7 years. And then what my story entails that I want to be able to help through sharing my story is that I did automate my salon 20 something years ago. I come from our family owning family businesses. He owns a auto repair garage. I do have a marketing agency, but it's not the business's aspect that I want to like try to pitch or sell to you. I want to bring you into what's worked, and then if you can duplicate and replicate some of those ideas for yourself, so that way you can make an income, come up with a creative idea. I am going to be looking for those of you that are maybe really hungry and want to start a marketing agency for yourself. I have the systems without the hype to be able to share with you what to be able to use, because they happen to be the platforms and systems that I've been using within my salon, my husband's garage. I've done coaching, and with the systems that I have, if you can duplicate doing the same, well, that's why I get so excited about making content, because the ability to actually make an income online is real, it's valid. And the other thing in my storyline is that 7 years ago, we implemented becoming debt free. So I share about that very openly. In fact, you can follow me on Facebook. And if you're not on YouTube all the time, you can find me on the other socials as well. And then I'm trying to think what else. So those were just some thoughts that I wanted to share with you as far as what to expect. The other thing is that I have been flooding my channel with shorts, and in doing so, that's also raised the visibility. And so if you're on a short, you're not sure what it's about, drop a comment down below. Hey, hi, Emma. Drop a comment or a question, and one of you did this week, like, because my husband and I, when we went to the gym this weekend, I had him on because it's more believable if you hear from somebody else, say such as like, I did implement reputation management into his auto repair garage, but how many times are you following or watching somebody that are like, buy my stuff, it works? Yeah, prove it to you, right? So, so then, so yeah, so you'll see him pop in on my channel. His channel is Jay Walts, and his handle is The Healthy Mechanic. So you can take a look at him over there, maybe even shoot him a like or, hit a subscribe. He's like, I think he needs 6 more followers and then he'll be able to go live. And he's a mechanic, so he's not a content creator. He is now a content creator, but it's not like, it's really neat that him and I are sharing some of the same types of things now. And my ongoing story that I share with you, those of you that have been following me, or if it's your first time, well, welcome, and I'm always going to thank you for your time, is to take your YouTube channel and really turn it into a creative avenue for you to share what it is that you know how to do. Because if you do that consistently enough, there is a viable way to actually, you know what, grow an audience, show people how to do stuff. At that point, maybe you want to be able to put together a how-to course, and then I do have the systems to be able to have you maybe use the platform that I'm using, in the sense of like you would be able to put your ideas in a membership area. You could charge for your expertise if you wanted to. So there's some really there's real systems that I have, and I'm not talking like I'm not talking about like some really hyped up, amped up, and don't mind and oh, I can't get it out. I'm so excited. Not the over sensationalized master classes. Okay, I'm talking about no hype, real systems. As far as being able to duplicate something that you see. I mean, how many times in your lifetime have you not known how to do something and you're like, oh, I'm going to YouTube that, right? So, so that's what I want the premise of my channel to continually grow to. It's called thinkyourwaytoamillion.com because it's easy to remember. And I also was inspired by seeing 6 other individuals do really well with the topic of automation. They were reselling software. I know how to do that, but it's not the selling of the software that gets me going. It's the sharing with you on how to create, how to automate, how to use your content to be able to attract an audience, how to connect with an audience, how to share knowledge. Because when you are able to get comfortable enough with sharing what it is that you know, and then your channel for yourself, you can become a resource. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. And then the other thing that I absolutely love about YouTube is that when you make the videos, they stay up. They don't disappear. So if you are wanting to learn without hype systems on how to automate, make content, and build an income, hit subscribe. And the other thing too is that I'm gonna pick different days, as I was saying, to go live. Today I just felt like going live. And that's the other thing, is that like when you are really loving being able to do content and you study your channel well enough, your numbers and your stats and your data and your reports wind up helping you as a content creator for yourself. It'll The topics and people's watch time and say the views, but I don't look at it as pure data. Okay, I look at it as you're sharing your time with me, and then with that, with the different topics over time, it's much easier to be able to know what it is that you want to watch. And the other way to find out what your audience wants to watch is ask, right? Ask. So on a previous, I think it was like, I don't know, it might have been a year ago, maybe 6 months ago, I asked one of you, what do you wish when it came to your content creation or your online marketing with your YouTube, do you wish you knew how to do better? Or what did you wish that you could learn how to do? So one of you had shared that you wished that you knew how to do a faceless video. So if you check my other videos out, I actually made a viewer request video, and it was a lot of fun doing that because it's really nice to be able to find information for somebody, help somebody out, because when's the last time somebody asked you if you could do something for them, right? And that's what I like, is that, like, I find that creating content with intention, with the right topics, is almost like paying it forward. Because I had online booking back in 2001. Some of you were not even born yet. So as I titled this live, 34 to 60 plus, I'm not 60 plus yet, but I do have the knowledge to know, been there, done that, so I can help fast track some of those of you that are on the beginning part of your careers, where maybe you are wanting to start an agency, maybe you are wanting to work for yourself. I have the systems, I have the know-how, I have the lived experience, because I've been working for myself since 1999. I mean, many of the social media channels weren't even around. And then if you're looking to buy some of your time back because you don't have the right, not going to say right systems, but maybe you need new systems for your business with AI and automation, because maybe you already are the business owner. I have those as well. Because, and then the thing about being able, from the time you're 34 to 60, okay, is time. You don't get time back. So the best thing that you can do is leverage your time the most efficiently as you can. Doesn't matter how old you are, because you don't get that back. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, so you might as well maximize that to its fullest. To its fullest. And then when it comes to business and income, that's why I love AI and I love automation, because it does enable you to be able to be doing something else, while some of the mundane tasks or repetitive tasks, or even answering FAQs. And I'm not saying don't become customer. You should always be customer and client centric when it comes to an experience. And with that said, I actually do use AI to answer my business phones, because the AI that I use, that I can share with you within my content, is so sophisticated that, you know what, sometimes it might actually, well, I'm going to say not do a better job than me because I trained it, but it's no longer like, hi, how may I help you? It is so real sounding that I've been testing it since March of this year. So, what is that, 9 months, that I'm comfortable enough with my business by training it, and I can show you how to train the AI, that it can answer the phone. So that frees me up to be able to do my YouTube, to hang out with the likes of you that are looking maybe to build an extra income. Maybe you're looking to change your job. Maybe you're looking to automate your current business to, free it up and have it become more efficient. Maybe it is time for you to update your business operations. And yeah, so AI is not going away, and it's not like it just showed up, because there's iPhone with Siri, there's OK with, I won't say it, Google, because otherwise it'll interrupt the live right now. But it's been here for a while. It's just now what's really cool is this. As consumers, we've been slowly being conditioned to use it, from the self-checkouts to what have you, okay? But you can be on the other side making the content and become a really kick-ass content creator, or you can become the AI service provider, where you can help the businesses that are just wanting to focus on, say my husband, he's a mechanic. He just wants to focus on fixing cars, as he should. He shouldn't have to worry about the software and all that. But maybe like a garage like him needs more reviews. I took care of that. But think of the people that you have that you're already doing business with. Those are the first people that could wind up being your customers once you learn how to use the platform that I do. So think of your hairstylist. They need more reviews. They need more bookings. What about your plumber? Sometimes you must know a plumber. Think of your dentist. Think of all the tradespeople that you do business with, and think about the opportunity for you to be able to build an income from a place of being able to help them with their business, which helps them increase their income. And then, say, reputation management. If you help an auto repair garage with more reviews, you either set up a tutorial on how they can set it up, or you can set it up for them. And then once the reputation portion of the software is set up, it's just running in the background. And so imagine if you had 10 accounts. What would happen if you had 100 accounts? So there's really viable ways to make income online that are not a scam, that are really can help, right? Okay, so be on the lookout. Today is Tuesday. In the upcoming week or two, I'm going to be starting to put together Think Tank Thursdays, because what I want to do is invite some of you that fill out my contact form. I'll have that up shortly. Or, you can also drop a comment on this. Think Tank Tuesdays, Think Tank Thursdays, okay? If you drop Think Tank Thursdays on here, then I can follow up with you, or you can fill out my form that's in my bio, and then we can connect. Now, just so that we're clear, it's not necessarily coaching. It's going to be some ideas to share with you. I'll be demonstrating the systems that I have, just for transparency's sake. And then if you want to try a trial, you can try a trial. But I do know this. If you follow me and you follow my story is real. I, long time ago, grew up poor, moved a ton, decided I was going to live differently, and worked really, 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 really hard. And now I like to help people not work as hard, but work more efficiently, more intentionally, focus on doing that. And then also with money and mindset. It's really important to think about your future, because when you're 34, man, that was a long time ago, you just think, I've got time for that, right? There's going to be plenty of time for that. But what you have as an asset when you are in your 30s is time. So what I want to do is help some of you hungry 30 somethings that want to like hustle. You are in the prime, you want to grind. And if that's what you want to do, I'm still going to show you how to do it more efficiently. And you'll thank me later, because as you're hustling and as you're grinding and as you're learning systems from a Gen X that's already done it, and then I show you like how not to fall into the trap of buying a Lambo and doing all that flashy flex stuff. Because you know what? The flashy flex stuff, I'm not saying don't buy yourself something, but your older self will be like, what did I do that for? Because if you took like half of whatever that big thing is that you want to buy, and you take half of what that would cost, and you put it in the bank with interest and let it sit, you'll be glad you did that. Because when you can learn how to make money, one, creatively through a creative idea, such as what's available now in 2025 with the internet and our smartphones, hello, and with the idea of being able to, if you want to call it resell software, go ahead, I'll say it. I can show you how to resell software, but with a backbone and also with ethics, okay? And then take some of that money for your future self and put it away. It's like me handing you money already. Seriously. Okay? And then, say you are in your late 40s and you're like panicking, oh my God, kids are in college, or kid is going to go in college. What am I going to do? We got to buckle down. Yeah, that was 7 years ago. I would have been 47. And that's when I brought home the book, or the way to like, okay, let's pay the crap off, right? What I didn't realize is that my daughter at the time was 16. She was watching us do this. She's so good with her money now, okay? And it's possible. It's not ever too late to make a change with your mindset, with your job, with your money, with your fitness. So I am really, really amped up for the upcoming year, because this YouTube journey means a lot to me. And I'm building what I'm building as I'm building it. And I'm going to share the process very transparently so that you can build it. You can build yours. When I look back at my YouTube videos from 14 months ago, oh my God, I guess it would be good to watch if I wanted to fall asleep. I was nervous. I was like, okay, today I'm going to show you how. So even the smallest little mechanics of like building a YouTube, how to do content, how to smile when you talk, right? How to set up your channel, how to handle trolls, how to talk back to trolls, how to ignore trolls, and how to. Because I say this repetitively on my channel. If you don't know what to start with, write down something that you enjoy doing and that you know you're good at. And guess what? The first step would be break down the how to start. Not kidding. Because when you can show somebody how to start, you're already showing them something. And then you can just build upon it from there. Now, if you're still hanging with me and you are, it doesn't matter what age you are, but in particular, I know that my channel is 70% of you are men, 30% of you are females, and I welcome everybody, okay? And I know that the 30-something men are like, they can typically be the hustlers. They want to grind, which is fine, because you're just wired that way, but you don't want to like miss out on life either. So, and I could go on about that in another segment. I will. Okay. And then we went out to eat last night. I was talking to a couple and another female, and she's like, oh, I see more people doing YouTube, and they're just regular people at the restaurant, right? And she's like, I don't even know what I would. She goes, I think that's so cool, but I don't even know what I would do a YouTube about. I said, all right, let's start here. What do you like to do? She goes, I love to cook. I said, there's your channel. And she goes, how so? I said, name some things that you need to cook with. And I'm like, I'm not kidding. Like, name some things. She's like, well, pots, pans. I said, yeah, exactly. And so what I told her is that all the products that you use, and I'm talking to you right now too, this applies to just about any hobby. If you go to the bottom of every company's or every product that like you use for all your hobbies, whether it's cooking, dog walking, gaming, I mean every single company, I'm not gonna say every single company, but a big majority of the companies of everything as us as consumers, not as marketers, but as consumers, if you go to the bottom of their website, they have what's called an affiliate program. And that's where you can make money. And that's a whole other thing that I'm going to be building and talking about is affiliate marketing. Because this is what I told the woman at the bar. She's like, wow, I didn't know that. I said, right, think of your pots, your pans, your stove, absolutely everything that it would take to do a cooking show, right? Go and look to see if they have an affiliate program. I said, you get paid to make referrals. And so that's what you can make your YouTube channel about. And she's like, wow. I'm like, yeah, because, when you're 30 something, you got a lifetime ahead of you, knock on wood. And then 10 years goes by, then you're 40s. 10 more years or summers go by, then you're in your 50s. 10 more summers go by, then you're in your 60s. 10 more summers go by, maybe you're on a beach somewhere by then. But my point is this, there's not a reason to stay trapped in a job that you don't like. And maybe you like your job, but maybe you like a little bit more income. There's nothing wrong with that. So imagine getting creative with really taking a look at your money habits. And I'm not a financial advisor, but it's like this. If you have $100 but you spend $150, you're not going to get ahead. Now, if you have $100 and you put just even a small amount, and I would also, this is this week's tip, look up online savings accounts that offer the highest interest rate, and you'd be surprised. I found one locally that pays 4% interest. So again, think about like if the scenario when you hear, get rid of negativity first of all, okay? Like, oh, it's the economy. And now listen, for numbers and stats, I know that 63% of you that follow me are in the US, okay? I'm not going to speak about politics. I'm not going to speak about, I don't know what goes on outside our country other than from traveling, okay? But just the scenario, okay? Common sense, no hype. If you have $100 but you spend $150, you're not going to get ahead. You need to stop. You need to stop that. And then when it's blamed that it's the economy, no, it's the internal mindset and the habits or the lack of habits to stop overspending. Where the other person can have the $100 and just take even like a little bit off the 100, but put it in the bank with even whatever small interest rate. But the small interest rate, that's when your money starts making money. Even if it's a little bit, that's where it starts. You don't wait to get old. You don't wait to go, like, I remember being in my 20s thinking, oh, maybe by the time I'm 50, I'll have money. It wasn't the birthday that made that happen. It actually was 7 years ago going, okay, kids going off in college. Oh, you know what? I don't want to have a house payment forever. And then my friend suggested a book, and then I went home and did the work. It sucked at first. But what's going to not suck is I'm going to share and break that down more without it being like a great big huge overpriced master class. And yeah, I'm snarky about some of it. And I'm snarky because I live on the inside of owning businesses where I fell in love with marketing by accident a couple decades ago. So do I know that marketing works? Yes, but it's the architecture and the technical aspects of the implementation of actually doing the thing with the marketing while we have brick and mortar businesses. Do I know it works? So when I share what I know, my expertise comes from a place of actually doing it from an implementation and application aspect versus me just selling something. Because I'm not sure. Well, it's like this. I don't ever promote anything that I haven't ever used. I don't promote anything that I don't confidently know has given myself results, because it doesn't make sense to just sell something. And let me tell you, I had to sell stuff when I was a kid. I didn't have a choice. My poor brother. It's a whole other comedic story. But, you know, no, actually, I'm going to share it because it's somewhat comical. All right. Comical, but not really. Grew up so poor, you can go, how poor were you, Anne Marie? Okay. In 1986, somewhere about there, I would have been 16. Raised by a single parent. I don't want to talk about them too much. They weren't very nice, and they were a little bit crazy. But there were kitchen towels that they would get for $1. They would cut them in half, and then they'd crochet a top on them, just like at a craft fair. And if you love crafting, I love you too, but these kitchen towels they stress me out. So, and luckily, my poor half brother, him and I laugh now, he's 8 years younger, but we would come home from school, they would put 30 of these towels on a hanger, and we lived in rural Pennsylvania, and we both, him and I, myself primarily, were not allowed back in the house until we had an empty hanger with $90 in hand with cash, because we were forced, as he was 8, I was 16, to knock on doors and to sell towels. So I won't be a pushy salesperson. I am a business owner that knows how to implement systems that literally do work. They literally do work. And the other thing that I love doing is helping others not work so hard. And then, of course, for the trifecta, helping you learn how to have your everyday money slowly wind up working for you after you've already made the money. Because the fact of the matter is we can't escape not needing an income. Well, most of us, right? And so it's actually fun to be able to have the freedom and the creativity and to learn the know-how to be able to pivot and to be able to be creative and how to use AI and how to use automation, so that way you can future-proof your future. Because I'm a Gen X that actually read like the book 1984 back in 1984 by George Orwell. I grew up with like the likes of Terminator and The Matrix and all those movies, where in the movies it was sci-fi to see drones flying around. Not so much now, is it? So anyways, thanks for joining me. It's Tuesday. Drop a comment, drop a question. If you have any questions and they're business related, I'll be happy to answer them. It's been my pleasure hanging out with you. Come back tomorrow, and I will see you later.